Hello guys, welcome back. How are you? I hope you all are good and doing well. So in the last lecture, instructed Copilot to create a root page for us and we did that successfully. Okay, now in this lecture, what we will do that here you can see we are seeing very plain HTML page. Okay, no styling here. However, when the Copilot generated this index page, it has added the Bootstrap classes as well. Okay, so now what we need to instruct to the Copilot that right now, I'm not able to see Bootstrap in my Rails application, so I need to add this into the Rails application in my Rails application. So please add Bootstrap 5 for me. Okay, so let's do that. So here, what we can say that since my Rails application do not have Bootstrap 5 included, so can you please help me or guide me so that I can set up Bootstrap 5 in my Rails application in best possible way. So here we provided prompt that since my Rails application do not have Bootstrap 5 included, so can you please help or guide so that I can set up Bootstrap 5 in my Rails application in best possible way. Okay. So now let's send this request to the Copilot, and here you can see that Copilot started thinking on it, and now you can see that it is guiding us that how we can do that. So let's see how it is doing it. Okay, so here you can see that what it has done, that it has read the gem file first. Okay, and then it read the import map.rb, and then it read the uh, application.scss. Okay, now here you can see what it has does, that perfect, your rails site application is using the modern setup with import maps and prop shaft. I will help you set up Bootstrap 5 in the best possible way for rails site. Okay, here is the recommended approach. So what it is showing that add Bootstrap 5 to import map. Okay, however, if you look at my previous lectures or videos where I created the rails applications with rails 7 and 8 as well, so I already explained that how we can add that, but now let's completely go with the Copilot way, because if it works fine, then we will review that what is the best way that Copilot has provided, and if it fails, then we will see how we can get the error solution from the Copilot itself. Okay, so now what it is saying, that it is saying that we need to add Bootstrap to the import map, so we need to run this command like bin import map bin Bootstrap. Okay, so let's allow to perform this command to the Copilot. Okay, so here you can see that the Copilot, when you allowed it, the Copilot has added bin import map bin Bootstrap. Okay, now great. Now let's add popper.js, which is required for Bootstrap's drop down tools tips and popover. Okay, now what it is doing, that it is importing Bootstrap in your JavaScript. Okay, so it reads the application.js. Okay, and now it is adding the Bootstrap CSS. Now let's add Bootstrap CSS. We will download and include it in your style sheets. Okay, so let's allow this to do that. Okay, so here you can see the way it has been. Okay, now update application CSS to include Bootstrap. So it is working on that command, it is thinking on that. Okay, so you can see that what it is doing. Now update your layout file to ensure proper Bootstrap viewport and functionality. So it is reading the application HTML layout. Okay, now you can see perfect, your layout already has the proper viewport meta tag, which is essential for Bootstrap responsive design. Okay, so now you can see that it has changed the index template. Okay, let's finish this first. Okay, and once this is finished, then we will go through the entire things that it is doing. Okay, so now let's go through these steps first. So here, I mean from the, sorry, from this point, yeah, from our prompt. So what prompt we have provided that since my Rails application do not have Bootstrap 5 included, so can you please help or guide me so that I can set up Bootstrap 5 in my Rails application in best possible way. So now you can see that the Copilot thinks and it answered that I'll help you to set up Bootstrap 5 in a Rails set application using the modern Rails way. You can just go through this and read at your end. Okay, so now, perfect your Rails application using a modern setup with import maps and prop shaft. I will help you set up Bootstrap 5 in the best way for Rails 8 and then step 1. Add Bootstrap to the import map. So it use bin import map pin commands. Okay, that we usually do to add any package or any package to the import map from Rails 7 or higher versions. Okay, now then it imports Bootstrap in your JavaScript. So it reads the application JavaScript and then edit something there. Okay, and then it add Bootstrap CSS. So here it runs the command and then edit this Bootstrap CSS. Okay, and now update application CSS to include Bootstrap. Okay, and then step 6, now let's test the Bootstrap by updating your home page. So it updated the home page. Okay, and then it creates a stimulus controller for Bootstrap functionality, optional but recommended. Okay, so here you can see that this is done by the uh, Copilot. Okay, now you can see what was installed. So here is the summary of the changes that Copilot performed. So what was installed? So Bootstrap 5.3.8 JavaScript added by import map with proper JS dependency, and then Bootstrap 5.3.3 CSS downloaded and integrated into your asset pipeline. Stimulus Bootstrap controller for advanced Bootstrap component initialization. Okay, that we will see how we will use this Stimulus Bootstrap controller moving forward in the project. Okay, and then list of file modified and created. So here you can see that it has created, sorry, it changed, modified this import map.rb. So here you can see that these are the new lines that Copilot has added. Okay, and then application.js. So Bootstrap has been added here. Application.css. So it is importing the Bootstrap main.css and then index.html.trb. So here it updated the template file with the actual Bootstrap 5.3.3 classes. Okay, and then bootstrap controller.js. So which this is the stimulus controller that Copilot created. Okay, and now features you have now. So a responsive grid system, components, utilities, boots, JavaScript components, and so on. So how to use this? Okay, so here you can go through this and see that how we can use all bootstrap 5 classes and components in your use. For example, so here you can see in our index.html.trb. So here you can see this is the card shadow, card body, text primary, and before these are all bootstrap classes and available in most of the bootstrap versions. Okay, so first go to here and keep this one as well, keep this one as well, keep this one as well, and everything now is here. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to go to the server. Okay, and restart our Rails server, restart this, and now go to the browser just to check that whether bootstrap is working or not in our application. So now you can see that we have a proper bootstrap designed index.html.erb on the root page. Okay, so here you can see that this is the card created by the stimulus itself. It implemented the bootstrap 5 in our application along with bootstrap js and popper js dependency, and bootstrap css also added. Now it has created some dummy cards. Okay, and one more thing you notice here, that we did not instructed Copilot that what is the application about, but it's still allowing sorry, it is still providing the relevant text which is matching our application's net domain. Okay, so since our application name is job portal, so now you can see welcome to the job portal, your gateway to find perfect job opportunities and discover amazing career opportunities, connect with top employers and so on, get started learning more, find job, post job, build profile, and so on. So these are the dummy pages that we haven't instructed to the Copilot, but Copilot is smart enough to understand that what the project we are working on, and based upon that it provides the context for us. Okay, so now you can see that we did not write any single line of code till this point, and still we have this kind of features in our Rails application just by providing the better prompts to the Copilot. Okay, now what we achieved in this lecture, that we asked Copilot to add bootstrap in our Rails application and it did everything. Okay, Now in the next lecture, what we will do, that we will ask Copilot to aid user authentication. Okay. Meanwhile, just try this lecture and go through the everything which is generated by Copilot. I mean, through its comments, through its modified file, through its created file, and so on. Okay, and review everything properly. Because if anything doesn't work, you can just undo that. Okay, before saving it. Otherwise, you can simply check out, but you can go through this. Okay, so in this lecture, we added Bootstrap in our Rails application using Copilot. Now in the next lecture, we will add user authentication. Okay, so just try this and we will meet into the next lecture. Till then, Tata, goodbye, take care, stay safe.